Hey guys, Andy Austin, 19 years as a nurse practitioner, and we came across a cool little product in a local sporting goods store and said, you know what, let's try it out. And that product is Quickclot, okay? That's what it is. That's what it looks like right here. And anytime you're out in the woods, out away from civilization, you're always concerned about if someone sustains a fairly significant injury, how to slow down the bleeding. Now, most of the time, direct pressure, and you've heard of tourniquets and that kind of thing. But this product came along through the United States military. Awesome. And so it's now available to the public. And we said, you know what? We read about it, researched it up, claims to stop bleeding 5 times faster than regular gauze. So we said, you know what? Let's try it out the best way we can. It's not going to be perfect, but here we go. So what is Quickclot? Well, according to their product insert, package insert, and the information from their company, it's a kaolin impregnated gauze, okay? And it's a hemostatic agent inside the gauze. And what it does is it causes an exothermic reaction. That means it generates its own heat when it's interacting and doing this chemical change. And the hemostatic properties in the gauze stimulates the blood's factor 7 clotting factor. So that's how it helps the blood to clot and stop the bleeding. That's what you want, right? So we're gonna try it out, see if it works. We're gonna use human blood. I took one for the team for science. A little bit about our test. We're gonna use 2 lavender or purple top vacutainer tubes. And everybody in the medical field knows these. These are the ones you draw the CBCs and sed rates and stuff with. And I can hear now, that has some anticoagulant stuff sprayed inside the tube to prevent clotting before after the lab draws it, then they can run the test. Yeah, true, but we decided on that tube because of 2 reasons. We don't want the blood to actually clot before the test is over, which we're giving it about 10 minutes. Don't worry, we're gonna speed the film up. And thing 2, that's gonna maybe simulate a little bit harder to clot, because if you're putting it on someone who's bleeding, that you need to stop the bleeding, their adrenaline's gonna be higher, their blood pressure's gonna be higher, so it's gonna be a little bit harder to stop than just perfectly static blood, right? We're gonna use gravity, we're gonna hold pressure. We're going to use the vacutainer, gravity, holding pressure through gravity with normal sterile gauze, and then the Quickclot gauze, and underneath it a few pieces of regular gauze just to see what happens. What are you going to do? So it's going to be a 13 millimeter size with the vacutainer. So that's our simulated hole, okay? And to give you an idea, which is kind of cool, if you think about it, at 13 millimeters, a 9 millimeter bullet hole, 9 millimeters. A 45 caliber, 11.5 millimeters. So the hole we're using is bigger than a 45 caliber bullet hole. Now, we just thought that was something interesting size-wise. We're not making any claims either way, but it's interesting, okay? That's what we're doing, all right? And so we're gonna time it. Don't worry again, we're gonna fast forward as we go through the test. And yeah, so let's get it on. Oh, and by the way, I haven't used any anti-inflammatories, no aspirin, nothing like that. I don't use any medications that would thin my blood, so we're all good to go. So, all right, here we go, let's rock. Okay, guys, here we go. Ready and go. So what we're doing right now is we are looking to see, using pressure on and we're seeing if these guys, can you see, we've already lost a good bit in the control. Stops it. That's pretty cool. The control looks like you're about half. Yeah. So we're in a minute. What's interesting is if you look at the bottom, that's the bottom of the control. That's the bottom of Quickclot, which is interesting. We're at 2 minutes. Still have blood in the Quickclot. The control is basically almost a mess. Yeah, guys, it's empty. Control is empty in 3 minutes. And the Quickclot still has at least 2 cc in it. Interesting. So at 3 minutes, 15 seconds, the control's over with. It's done. Over. Okay? So it's done at 3:15, which is interesting. Completely saturated all 10 pieces of gauze. Okay? And no, I didn't use gloves because it's my blood. Hello. And we're coming up on 4 minutes, 30 seconds right now. Oh, there's just a small speck coming through. And it still really hasn't moved. So let's see. See there? Really hasn't moved, guys. So minuscule. That's probably just residue that's made its way through after the initial, because you think about a 13 millimeter hole, man, that's a good size hole. I mean, that's, you know, way bigger than a width of a pencil. So to stop it, hold it with just direct pressure. I mean, here we are, you know, at 6 minutes and you still have half a tube. So 6 minutes, what do we say? Well, we can say that the Quickclot does seem to slow down bleeding, and you do feel a little warmness. I can feel a little warmness, just a touch. So, in lack of a more scientific experiment setup, I think it's pretty legit. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. Now, what's interesting, because I mean, it has not really, we still got, I mean, you know, that's blood there, you know. Some bubbles, yeah, but that's solid blood down there. And you're going 7 minutes out. So, guys, you know, it definitely, and the gauze in it is just, look, it's not, look, you know, it's not like occlusive. It's not, doesn't have any vinyl type thing. It's nothing like that. I mean, it's just like a regular gauze. See what I'm saying? I mean, you know, and the package says it's 3 inches wide, so that's a little, you can tell the size of it. It's smaller than the 4x4s we're using. It's 2 foot in length, all kind of come back together, and width-wise, it's comparable to 2 4x4s, regular 4x4 size-wise. And so that's why we went 8 here and 10 on the other one. And the 10 of the Gregor gauze, I mean, you had maybe, you know, it was flowing easily through that. And so look, we're at 8.5 minutes. We're fixing to call this, guys, because it's obvious a win. You still got it. Still have blood in the tube. It's stopped. Same pressure's been held the whole way through. So, yeah, interesting. I mean, look, it's still got some in there. And so, I think it's definitely worth the hype. Research it on your own. I think it was interesting. So, yeah, what do you think about it? Leave it in the comments. Tell us what you think. All right? So, if you like it, subscribe. So, Quickclot. If you're going out in the woods, you're getting away from civilization, you may want to put this in your bag. You may want to get this in your to-go bag and get out of town bag. So, yeah. All right. So, we gone. Thank you.